welcome to my living room. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my living room. Welcome to season 2 after 2 years of not being online or even recording a podcast. I am back. I'm not too sure if it's going to really be just a podcast or I'm going to be experimenting on maybe some behind the scenes, maybe some vlogging, maybe following me on a journey, maybe some more educational videos than others. All in all, I want to share my experience. I want to share my expertise, everything that I've learned in the last, well, my whole life really, when it comes to supernatural living and experiencing a developed intuition. What does that look like? How do you live your life as a sovereign, intuitive mother and being and creative in a very logical, left brain, analytical, which is the intellectual world. And here on now, going forward, now that we have AI, and it's heading that way. There's no coming back. It's the intellect of the AI is just seems to be years ahead of the developed intellect of consciousness and humankind. However, intuition is something that is not the natural thing of AI, but it is the natural thing of the core of who we are, which has been suppressed and repressed within our culture, society, the system, everything for centuries. As if it's something woo-woo, as if it's something that some people have. It is so important. I mean, it is more important than anything in so many ways. And I'm here to share with you and awaken in you and inspire you and activate you, but most of all, help you remember, because you know it. You know it at the core of you. You know something is off in this reality. Something doesn't make sense, and you can feel it. You can feel it. And the answers are going to be coming through you once you tuned in to your intuitive system. Through your intuitive system is where you will find and channel and download the answers, where you will tap into the quantum field, the truth of who you are, and the truth of the nature of reality. Through your intuitive system is where you will remember who you truly are and show up as that authentic self. Understanding that entire idea, understanding the importance of intuition, especially going from here to where we're going into the AI digital age, wherever, so on and so forth. Understanding, for me, intuitively, the moment that I was pregnant with my son, I knew that we had to homeschool, first of all. That the education that my son needed, a holistic education, right? A holistic education, an education that was going to empower, support, and cultivate that intuitive system alongside with the intellect, because that's what wholeness is. Because intuition is an operating system, and so is the intellect. And together, we actually have two operating systems that creates more wholeness, creates a more empowered experience of who we are. The intellect, which is what the school system's all about developing the intellect, we need it to navigate this reality. However, it is not the home of who we are. It is a system that we use to operate. Maybe it helps us to make a lot of money. It helps us to organize things, structure things, to plan. But when it comes to feeling, when it comes to understanding who you are embodying your authentic self, being unapologetic about who you are, the choices that you make, the things that you like, how you are naturally, and how you want to show up and experience the fullness of your being comes from intuition. That operating system, intuition, that some people are born with a developed intuitive system because of lifetimes of having developed it. And some people, not so much. However, they have it because it is a basic OS within consciousness, within our everyone. Everyone has it. So, however, the system that we live in right now, the design, however it happened, whatever the forces, I'm not going to get to conspiracy theory or anything like that, but I am going to say that it is very much designed to suppress it, repress it, oppress it, all the pressest, as it, and to only focus on the intellect, which is all about analysis, assessment, judgment. When we live out of that, it can drive us crazy. It makes us doubt ourselves. It makes us go into a loop. It makes us go into a loop of negative interpretations of reality and illusions that are not real. It is our birthright to develop our intuition because it is the home of authenticity, the home of the core of who we are. So when people are having such a hard time being themselves, and it's miserable not to be yourself because it makes you feel like you're never going to be accepted, you don't belong, you're alone, like it's wrong to be you, there's something off with you, you must be weird, you must be odd, and that is a bad thing. And whoever said that, by the way, like, and if somebody said that, like, why do we believe them? Why do we believe people of what they're saying? And even everything I'm saying, I invite you to question it all the way, because I know that when you are in tune with yourself, you know your truth. And that is what matters, that you know what's true for you at the core of your being, And so I want to support you. I want to support you in your journey of returning to your essence and returning to your truth. As a mother, I feel a huge responsibility, not just to support my son in cultivating and protecting his space to develop in his fullness, right? In his own, at his own pace, in his gift. Also, to equip him with the tools, for example, number one, emotional intelligence. Nobody teaches that. No one teaches us emotional intelligence, but it is so important. It is so important, especially going now deeper into like gaming and meta this and the VR that. All we're gonna be going further and further from the core of who we are, and that disconnection is what causes depression. It's what causes illnesses. It's what causes just complete zombiness. So I truly believe that we need to return to ourselves, return to the core of our beings, our spirit, return to the core of who we are, and not just return to it. We need to descend it into our bodies. As a mother, I think of all the children in the world. I think of all the mothers in the world. I even think about all the people in the world. They were once children, and they still have those inner child feelings and maybe woundings that they're not seen, that they have been put away, that they forgot about, that they have a feeling of longing of something. They don't know what it is. And so it is so important that we return to the truth of who we are, that we clear all of the things that we are not, that we return and we activate and turn up the volume of that intuition and start to navigate and operate life out of that intuition. And one of the ways that I develop my intuitive system, which intuition actually is an operating system that holds emotions. For example, emotions are processed at the intuitive level. Emotions and emotional intelligence, it is so basic in our daily living, in parenting, in business, in life in itself, in you living with you, in your body, in your awareness. We've been so conditioned to live out of our intellect that nobody really kind of gets, well, how do I live out of my intuition? How do I activate my intuition? How do I know I'm in my intuition? How do I listen to the intuition? Everything about intuition, right? So my go-to practice that has allowed me to just continuously drop into intuitive space, because intuitive space is a state of being, meaning it's an alternate state. And a lot of people do meditation or breath work to be in that present moment, in the quantum field, all those things. However, for me, it doesn't totally work that way, especially as a mother, that I'm a homeschooling mother, by the way. As a homeschooling mother, I'm constantly on the go. I have a boy, so he's very active, constantly, this, that, this. So there's a lot of movement in my life. And I need to be in that alternate state whenever I want while I'm moving. So sometimes, you're meditating, you're sitting still, and then, it doesn't work for me, and I don't know for you, but it doesn't work for me to be sitting at the Himalayan mountains, and it just seems so easy to be in such peace and quiet. Oh, because everything is quiet. But let's be real. Life is not like that. It's not sitting at the top of the hill in quiet space at peace with yourself. It's can you be at peace with yourself in the turmoil of the daily living, of the grind, of the parenting, of the breakdown number 4, while you thought you bought the ingredients for your meal, but shoot, you need to go grocery shopping, but you're in like I don't know, the timing is off because now you have to do, there's so many things happening, right? There's so many things. There's so many different things to take care of. As a mother, as a homeschooling mother, you have like at least 10 titles, 10 different titles, 10 different jobs that you're doing at that moment. And you go from hat to hat to hat to hat to hat to hat. It sounds like a business, but next level. And so shoot, now I understand why I think Kevin O'Leary said something like, I hire women. I think we may be wired that way because obviously we give birth to the babies. And I do believe 100% to be there and raise my baby. That's why I chose to homeschool. And also because I am tuned into my baby, and I'm going to know intuitively, I'm going to want to know, and I'm going to want the best for my baby, right? And I'm going to want to observe, like, what does my baby need? Intuitively, I'm going to feel, what is my baby needing or saying? Intuitively, I'm going to be drawing to it. This is why intuition is just so important, again, because you can read information from another human being to your awareness. You can literally download the data streams between human beings, between consciousness to consciousness, which is pretty awesome. That's like next level. Forget AI, ChatGPT, intuition is here. And it has always been here, okay? It's just been dormant. So it is so important to develop it. So for me, my practice is active meditation. active meditation. And specifically for me, I've developed what I call MOVEbit alchemy method. Is MOVEbit. MOVEbit is my soul technology intuitive dance practice. And throughout all the videos, I'm going to go probably deeper into how it is, how you can use it, how it works. And it drops me into intuitive space in 1 second. In 1 second, it is the fastest way that I can get into intuitive space. If I've been like too in my head at some point, I'm like, I have to turn it, and I start parallel processing in the intellect and the intuition. That's like next level. But if you're so in your head, you need to click back to intuition, back to the present moment, back to yourself, and also process your emotions. You have to process your emotions every single day. You have these emotions, and if you suppress them, if you just put them away, if you don't feel them, then you don't process them, and then you accumulate this energy, and all of a sudden you don't know why you just got some sort of illness or imbalance, or something is just going way out of whack in your external reality, and it's all based from that emotional having not processed that emotion. It's not about making it work. It's been about understanding yourself at a deeper level, returning to your own rhythm, and then through your intuitive space, channeling your own system, like your own path. What works for you? What works for your child? What works for your family? What really works in a way that is aligned and in tune with your own rhythm? What is my own rhythm, first of all, right? Like, what is my own rhythm? And what is my child's rhythm? And what is my husband's rhythm? And how do we all do this dance together and draft this song called My Life? So one of the things that I want to do in each episode or whatever video I make, I want to answer a question from a viewer. So the question today that I will be answering is, let me see, I got to get my glasses. I'd love to hear how you integrated your identity, motherhood, and partnership. So, like, how I stay, I guess, rooted in my truth while being a mother and while being in a relationship, like with my husband. My husband and I have been together for almost 22 years. It's been quite a journey. And we definitely go through some ups and some downs. Let's see. Because we're constantly learning about each other and constantly shifting, and not even shifting, like constantly shedding, I'd say, old programs and belief systems and conditionings and things that are not who we are, and really returning to what our truth is. Okay, so I'd love to hear how you integrated your identity, motherhood, and partnership. Okay, so first of all, identity. I want to talk about that real quick. My view of reality is this. I resonate with the model of reality that we may be living in a simulation, because I have seen The Matrix. I mean, not the movie, but I've literally seen beyond. It's been revealed to me when I was pregnant with my son. I remember I was sitting there and everything just went. It was a combination of vibration, like waves, pixels, colors, and it was going in all sort of directions at the same time. Everything was that. Even my body was that. But me, the observer, I knew I wasn't part of this. I was just sort of a visitor and an observer. Like, I was accessing a reality, And I knew at that moment that all of this was something different than the truth of who we are. So then to me, identity is tied into personality. It's tied into, for example, the character, me, Silvie Celiz, as if I was playing Mario Brothers in the Mario video game. It's like playing a video game. It's like I would be Mario, and Silvie would be Mario, and then the player, the consciousness, is playing Mario, but Mario doesn't know that somebody is playing Mario. So when you wake up to a larger view of reality, you realize, oh shoot, Silvie Celiz, that's me, is being played by consciousness, the source player, that is the truth of who I am. Now, my view of reality has shifted so much that to me, I feel more like I'm the player, I'm playing Silvie Celiz, so then I don't identify totally with Silvie Celiz. I identify more with a larger, a more like a being that is animating Silvie Celiz. So my strategy here to integrate is this. My strategy is the more connected I am to the truth of who I am, returning to myself, returning to my essence, returning to that divine consciousness, compiled container of information that animates Silvie Celiz, the more that I'm more in tune, the more that I am in tune with my spirit, with my soul, with the truth of who I am, which is animating this experience, and it's animating this character, Silvie Celiz, that's in front of you, physical being. Naturally, I will bring that energy, that expression into all areas of my life, into my motherhood, into my partnership with my husband, into my business, into my art, into all areas of my life. Because so it's like a checkerboard, not a checkerboard. It's like if you're playing chess and that one move. I don't know how to say it in English, jaque mate or something, because I was born in Peru, so I speak Spanish. So it's that one move that you make that takes it all. So that the one move that I make is the returning to myself, the being so in the awareness of this is a temporary experience because I am animating Silvie Celiz and I love the character that I'm playing right now, but I know it's not who I am. Returning to that truth is what actually integrates everything. Because when I bring my truth and my essence into everything that I do, including this video right now or my dance or whatever it is, I know that the integration is happening because I'm not changing in any way at any place. I'm bringing my energy into it. I'm bringing my essence into it. I'm bringing my authenticity into everything that I do. Therefore, it is more efficient. It is more connective. It is more authentic. It is more empowering. It is more enjoyable because I'm being me. The truth of who I am, me, not the character Silvie Celiz. I'm not categorizing myself as an identity because then game over, right? Because you can expand as big as your identity container can be. I am actually living from the limitless, infinite, ever-evolving expander of the consciousness that I am. That from the inside out, leading from within. And so that way, and that energy is what integrates everything naturally. Like I don't have to do anything specifically to do it because my one move is that coming back to myself and really being clear about who I truly am at the core of my being. Like, do I want to feel? What is my energy truly like? And how do I feel all of it? And as I'm feeling all of it and I'm moving through all of me, then I naturally bring that frequency, that energy, that essence into my life, into this reality, into my marriage, into my motherhood and my parenting, into my homeschooling, into everything, into my business, into my books, into my trainings, whatever it is. Even people when they're in relationships, a lot of times I've heard this, you're scared, am I going to lose myself in this relationship? Where do I change? And in my experience, I've come to realize that it's because people are living too much in their intellect. And in the intellect, there's so much judgment, self judgment, and there's so much of the chatterbox, of the noise, right? The noise that just going on into this loop. And it could be like a negative loop based on the belief systems that you have, the conditioning that you have. However, when you're in the present moment, you're in your intuition, in your intuitive operating system, and you're returning to yourself constantly, just coming back and being like, here I am. It's a different game. And you're able to be you wherever you go because you are home. You are connected to your essence, no matter what. If you're resonating with any of the conversation that I had with you today, please share it. Share it, send it to a friend. You never know who might need to hear something that will change their life, that will change the perspective, and just changing your perspective can change your life. Subscribe if you resonate with the info. Share it because we need to spread the message. And also, I've created a 7-day return to yourself through rhythm. It's like in an email form. You'll receive it in your inbox for 7 days. It's free. Sign up on my bio. You can see the link right there. I just want you to know that all you have to do is remember who you are. Remember who you are. And whatever tool is the right tool for you to come back to the truth of who you are, do that. Also, you can check out my MOVEbit transmissions. My MOVEbit transmissions, I MOVEbit every day. This is my soul technology, intuitive dance meditation that I do. And I feel like they are extensions of my energy, of my soul, of things that are felt and not totally need to be said. Sharing those with you every week. You can check those out. And I invite you to also do it yourself. Also, just find that piece of music that you love, that ignites your soul, that when you hear it, it actually brings your own music within you online. That is one of the key core components of MOVEbit, is really understanding your own technology, your own music within you, the notes that you've got within yourself that need to be played, like you need to feel them. And there is music out there that reminds you, that activates that within you. Find that music. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in another episode, maybe in the next one, about your musical technology that you've got within yourself, because it is so powerful and delicious. Mashisoyo. Mashisoyo. That's, I think, delicious in Korean. I started to take up learning Korean. I felt very drawn to it, like so drawn to, because I'm so drawn to the music. I'm so drawn to the melody, like the melody of the words, not just the songs, but like the way that it's spoken. It is a frequency thing that I just felt so drawn to it. So I went ahead and I started to learn slowly, but learn Korean. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of songs that I dance to are Korean. I do have a favorite band. The frequency that comes through their music into like activates me like no other. And that's Stray Kids. Love it. So, Stray Kids in the house. Well, I have so many songs that I love from Stray Kids, but every season it shifts a little bit. Like right now, I think I'm just like really, really activated, super activated by Parade. And another one that I'm super activated by, it's actually an older song, but my son started playing it a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this song. And it's so funny. He started playing that song the night that I had the dream with Han. He was like in my Uber or something and talking to me. It was really strange, but it was really cool at the same time. And the next day, my son started playing this Han song that is like an old song from, I think, I'll show you. It's a solo song. And I was just like, oh my God, we're so in tune. How did he know? How did my son know? He didn't know that I had that dream, but when you start playing with the universe and reality and the nature of reality, dream world, the dream reality, and the physical reality, the daytime reality, I guess you could say, or you're the awake reality, you start to go lucid in so many ways, not just in dream, but in the awake state. It starts to bleed into one another because the language is so universal when it comes to the language of the universe, the truth, the true language. Oh, it's called I Got It. I Got It. Yeah, we're totally into it. I Got It by Han from Stray Kids. Anyways, love to hear what songs activate you. And if you're a stay, I'd love to hear what song you like. Definitely dancing to a song that activates you is the key, is one like a really important key when it comes to MOVEbit, when it comes to dropping into your intuition and to your spirit, that and you bring it online. And it is just, it's not about anything but pure emotion, pure feeling, pure rawness. It's just, and it feels so good because you feel so free. And that freedom in your body, in your expression, it just feels so good. And I think everybody, I don't care where you come from, who you are, what your bank account situation is, whatever, everybody wants to feel good, period. And that's it. And that's where we're going to wrap it up. Sending you so much love. Oh, okay. We're going to end it with a song. 333. Oh my God, 333. We're going to end it with a song. We'll end it with
my mind enjoy it, yeah. Play the BGM, flowers in the air. Take another step, start another fair. We ain't gonna look back, cause it's our parade. Pam, 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 we ride. Hit the drums, make it hot, make it hot, make it pop, pop. It's our time. Hit the drums, make it hot, make it hot, make it pop, pop. So no mama, kakaro, go. Kono mama, semero, go. All that I know march. Make it up, we parade. 노래가 끄서 마다 talking 괜히 세질 사랑이 때 깎고 또 walking. 뭐다 나 Mama enjoy it, yeah. Play the BGM, flowers in the air. Take another step, start another fair. We ain't gonna look back, cause it's a parade. Ram pam pam pam, we ride. Hit the drum drums, make it hot, make it hot, make it pop pop. It's our time. Hit the pom poms, make it hot, make it hot, make it pop pop. So no mama, kakaro, kakaro, go. Kono mama, semero, semero, go. All that I know march. Make it out, we parade. Parade, 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 parade. Go till I get the banzai all day.
Parade, 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 parade. 잠만 for me, 듣긴 너버려.
Let's do 날씨 무리아가리 대갖고 나를 crowd. 아무래대로 호도 내 곁에 보아 leave